This guy gives back every single day of his life in some way, shape, or form. He's John Calipari, back on the show. How's your mood, Coach?
What are you giving away now? Did you give something away or give back?
I give back by giving away.
Okay.
Right?
You're the best, Dan Patrick. You're the best.
It's like you. You give to the NBA each year with a couple of freshmen who end up leaving you, right?
Well, last year we had 3 freshmen and 2 stayed. If you hear of everybody, they'll tell you every freshman I recruit leaves. And you know what was good about it, though? Did you watch the Rising Stars game?
Yeah.
3 of those were our guys. No other school had more than one. So not only are they going to the league, they're prepared to play in that league, which makes me even happier.
How many one-and-dones do you think you have this year?
How many players do I think will get drafted from this team? I think 6.
How many one-and-dones will you have?
Probably, I would guess 3 kids will have the opportunity. Now, whether they'll all do it, I don't know. You know, there may be young people here that say, you know, I'm emotionally not ready, or, you know, I don't want to do it yet, and, you know, tell me why, and we'll go through the process. You know, what's funny in all this, everybody thinks this rule is my rule, Dan. I can't stand the rule. It's a bad rule. 1 year is not what these kids should be about. And I put out some proposals of how we can get this changed. But people have to understand, Billy Hunter and the Players Association own the rule.
Yep.
They're the only ones that can change it. It's not the NCAA. It's not the NBA. Both parties will have to negotiate with Billy Hunter and the Players Association to get this thing changed.
But, Cal,
it needs to be changed. It needs to be changed. It's not a good rule.
This is what I've been saying, that I'll give you the opportunity when you come out of high school. If you want to go, you can go. But if you go to college, you must stay at least 2 years. Got a problem with that?
Here's the problem with that. No, the owners will never go for that because they can't evaluate the players. So the owners own that side of it. The owners are never going back to coming out of high school. They made too many mistakes and it cost them too much money. But how about we do this, okay? Instead of telling kids you have to stay, how about we influence them to stay? Right now, if a kid wants insurance to insure himself, he's got to pay for that himself. Well, after the first year, if we're making him stay a second year and a third year or whatever, we'll pay for the insurance. The NCAA, all the money they're getting, they'll pay. How about this one? If you stay more than 1 year, your families can take a loan. So now they can get loan money. So you don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
The third thing is, let's do this stipend, but let's make it a little bigger. Let's do a stipend, and then
wait. How much stipend?
I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000. Plus, the families can get a loan after the first year. Plus, you're paying for his insurance. Now it's like, wait a minute. But here's the kicker. Now the NBA sits down with Billy Hunter and says, if these kids stay in longer, for every year after that 1 year they stay in, it's 1 year off their rookie contract. They can negotiate quicker, and the pay scale will be higher if they stay in school. How about we do that because we care about kids?
Yeah, I know.
We care about them instead of it all about us. And let me win 5 more games, and my record, I got to get to 2,000 wins. What? It's about these kids. Let's do right by them.
He's the head coach at Kentucky, John Calipari, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. You look back on that one loss at Indiana. How often do you look back on that, and what did it teach you?
Every time I talk to Tommy Crane, he brings it up. Yeah. I don't know why. He just keeps bringing it up. You know what? They beat us by more than a buzzer game, point two now. We were fortunate. I don't even know how we got up 2. But we should have been down 15. They kicked us every way but loose. And you know what? We grew from it. We got better, and it put us in a position of knowing. I'll give an example. I said late in that game, we're going to foul on purpose because we got fouls to give. I tried to coach too much. We should have just played it out. Play your man. If they come together, switch. Guard the 3, hide hands, and make them shoot it 2 to beat us. We got Anthony Davis in there. And I go and get fancy and say, well, we're going to foul. We got 2 to give, and they're going to have it on the side out with a second to go, and then we'll win that. Well, we didn't even guard our man. And then no one fouled anybody, and this kid gets a wide-open look, and he makes it. And Wofford, I'll tell you, it was a big shot, a lot of courage making that shot, too.
You ever believe in that adage, that's a good loss?
Well, yes and no. I can't, I'd rather learn from someone else's loss, show the tape of what they did. Let's not do that. But if you have to, you don't want like 100 things hanging on you unless you think your team can handle it. I remember our mass team, we won our first 26 or whatever we'd won, and we were like, I could see it in their faces that they were feeling it. Like we were going to be the first team to win every game out since a team in the 70s did it. And we needed a loss. And this team has been good. This team, we've got the youngest guys, fifth youngest team in the country, but we've got the most efficient team in the country. So on offense and defense, there's no team more efficient than us. So they're trying. They're unselfish. I have 7 guys on this team in high school that average 25 a game. No one's shooting more than 11 shots a game. Can you imagine that? Every one of them want to shoot 30 now. They were like you, Dan. They just shoot every ball.
Who's a better big man at this point in their careers, Anthony Davis or Marcus Camby?
Anthony is, because he's advanced where this was Marcus in his junior season. But how fortunate am I that somebody calls us and says, there's a kid that was a guard a year ago that grew 7 inches in Chicago. You need to come and see him. Well, I've already dealt with that in Marcus Camby because it's exactly what happened with him. Now you got a guard, skilled player in a big man's body who has great timing, who, has that hand-eye and agility and bounciness that makes him a totally different kind of player.
Is he the player of the year?
I look and said, I coached him. When I saw him play, I said, I've coached him once. And I texted Marcus, and I said, Marcus, I just saw another you. And he texts back, ha, ha, ha. And I said, but he can shoot. So,
is Davis the player of the year?
Obviously I'm biased because he's my guy, but you have other guys that have had great seasons and have fought like crazy and deserve the recognition just as well as Anthony. But Anthony, I don't know of a coach in the country that doesn't want him. And you have to understand this now. He's going to end up shooting 200 less shots. So you've got some people saying, well, I can't say this because he only averages 14. If he shot the shots that all these other players are shooting, he'd average nearly 20 a game. But you got guys, I don't know if they were volleyball players or something. They don't know basketball. But if you just look and you say who's the best player in the country, and again, it's not like we're a bad team. We're a pretty good team, too. You would probably say he's, if not it, he's one of those 1 or 2 or 3.
Will you settle this just for the Danettes who, they see me hitting jumpers here, but you were there that day when, I was putting on an aerial display. So just... It's
ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was... You had a look, a glassiness in your eyes, a zone, so to speak. And I think you called me Coach Don. And I said, what? Who?
Yeah.
Like you thought you were back in college. Am I right?
Yeah.
Did you do it that day?
Well, but you went back into your office, and I think you were summoned back out because somebody said Rex Chapman just got in the building. Coach, you got to come out here and see him. It
was ridiculous. It was. And I'm not one to blow smoke, but I'll be honest with you. Wow. That's all I could say is wow.
Fair enough.
It was incredible stuff.
That's all I wanted to hear. Last time a NBA team called you?
Well, I talk to them all the time because they're asking me about my players.
No, about you.
About me?
Yep.
I think it was when the owner of the Nets called me in to fire me. Was probably the last time.
Now, you being honest?
I've talked to these guys, but it's not about me.
Well, you said that's your last stop.
You know what a lot of them are calling me about? Talking about my players that they're coaching. If he's struggling a little bit, what can we do? Can you call him? And I talk to these guys all the time.
But couldn't you have...
Let me tell you, these young kids that are going to this league, they got to understand you're not dealt with like a college player now. You better do your job. They're not dragging you out of bed. You better be excited about practicing. And it's a man's league. No boys allowed.
Is DeMarcus Cousins a coach killer?
No. If you said that to my wife, she may smack you in the mouth. That's her son. She loves
But he's getting a rep here. Did he cost Paul Westfall's job in Sacramento?
Here's what I would tell you.
Okay.
When they said they were going to sign Marcus, and I told the Maloof brothers, understand, you can't coach him like he's 28 years old. Can't do it. You got to coach him like he's 19 years old, because that's what he is. And if you're going to, as an NBA team, sign a player out of college after 1 year, he doesn't have the experiences. John Wall has not lost like this. And if you think they're going to know how to act and deal with it, you're crazy. They don't. You have to have people around them that are going to teach them and work with them and talk them through those kind of things. And no, I would coach Marcus Camby any day of the week.
No, DeMarcus Cousins.
Who did I say?
Marcus Camby.
Anthony Davis, Marcus Camby, Derrick Rose. We just go down the line. I love them all.
Good luck against Georgia. And
Thanks,
good to visit with you again.
Keep shooting. Do you have it? The hair, you don't have bald spots or anything? You're still good?
Bald spots?
Yeah.
My hair's a little better than Patino's.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You're sick. Later.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. That's shut him up.
Calipari just said, "You're sick."
Yeah.
Later.
Yep. Yep.